Jesse, Jane, and John Henry, just to mention some names. Well, there's a truck driving legend in the South today, a man called Bandit from Atlanta, GA. Ever give Jam knows his name. They swear he got ice water running in his veins. A foot like lead and nerves like steel. He's gonna go to glory riding 18 wheels. Oh boy, he left Atlanta back in '63, hauling him a load up to Tennessee. He hit Mount Eagle in a driving rain, so hard he couldn't even see the passing lane. Well, he started down the grade when he lost a gear. He hit them brakes, found he had no air. The Mount Eagle grade is steep and long, and every pilot that seen him thought the bandit was gone. Awesome. Well, his truck jackknife turned completely around. He was coming down backwards about the speed of sound. A lot of folks seen him, and they all say he had his head out to win the hill and clear the way. Well, he got to the bottom, safe and sound. Everybody asked Bandit how he made it down. He said, folks, when the truck picked up too much speed, I just run along beside it and drug my feet. You heard the legend of Jesse, James, and John Henry, just to mention some names. Well, there's a truck driving legend in the South today, a man called Bandit from Atlanta, GA. Ever give Jam knows his name. They swear he's got ice water running in his veins. A foot like lead and nerves like steel. He's going up to glory riding 18 wheels. Oh, tell me, boy. Talk to me, guitar.
So a legend, huh? Okay, if that's the word you want to use, I'm good with it, if you're good with it. I don't know about all that, boys and girls. Good morning. If I was going to use the legend status, then let's be honest, I'm operating this boat by myself. We got out this morning after the fog lifted up in Panama City. Today is day 6. So January 10th, and we are westbound in the canal at 25 miles an hour. So I don't know if I was going to use Hero operating by myself. The conditions this morning, foggy. I'm in the very back of the marina, and winds of upwards of over 20 miles an hour, and I'm by myself. I had 4 lines on the boat. And I'm coming into some construction in the canal here, so I'm gonna have to slow it down. So let me navigate this. If I say the word then you're gonna have to be a little bit forgiving, because I'm having to navigate the boat here for a second. And we'll get slowed down here, which kind of works out anyway, so I can show you a couple of things here on the boat legitimately as to how we actually become heroes or legends. It's more about technology, I can assure you. So obviously the first thing this morning, you know, with the winds and having that many lines out and everything else, the minute you start letting go of the lines, you're going to be into another boat, or you're going to be on the dock. So you have 2 things that can help you out depending on your situation. Is I have a dock controller. So the dock controller is absolutely the greatest thing in the world. Operates on the IPS drive. We'll talk about that here in a second. The pods, you hear everybody saying, oh, we hate them, oh this, oh that. We also have a bow thruster. That works out great. It allows me to be able to swing the front of the boat forward and or left and right, and then of course that's going to kick your back end around. For you outboard boaters, you kind of know what I'm talking about there. But the dock controller, I can literally fine-tune that bad boy in. It is the greatest thing in the world. But it's inside, so I don't have I'm still going to be up the creek trying to navigate this boat and get it off the dock from inside the boat. I'm outside tying off lines, and that's where the true technology of this particular boat And you know, several boats, there's several makes and models and individual purchases and stuff like that. People get these things all the time, no big deal. But this is Pam's favorite thing on the boat, and technology wise, this and the other. This is the remote control. This takes your bow thrusters, your IPS, operations, and basically puts them in the palm of your hand. It is a remote control. So while I'm out there throwing lines, you saw the video where the thing was hanging around my neck. That was actually the yacht controller. I can operate the boat from anywhere on the boat. So I'm walking around the boat, I can check and see if I'm clear, whatever the case may be. So pretty cool stuff to be able to operate this boat. This boat has 3 operating helms, so I can run the boat from inside, out of the weather, the whole 9 yards. Absolutely love that. And you see what we're kind of coming into now here with this construction in the canal, so I'm having to slow down tremendously. And then of course I have a operation station up on the flybridge, and then I have another operating station in the cockpit, or the rear aft of the boat, as some people may call it. So that's what makes this possible to even be able to navigate, quote unquote, by yourself. Don't make any mistake about it. This morning was a challenge. It was 20-mile-an-hour winds. So I definitely missed the Admiral. I definitely wish that she would have been on board this morning to help throw those lines while I'm holding the boat steady. That would have been a much safer operation. I did get another boater out just to watch and keep me pushed off if I got too close, this or the other. So we want to be safe. We don't want to do anything crazy, but we definitely wanted to take full advantage of any type of schedule that we can hang on to. Let's do it. The fog, as you can tell, has kind of cleared. We're in clear weather right now, so we're loving that. Tomorrow and this evening, we got storms coming in this evening, so we're trying to get it to our destination in Orange Beach before dark, because we got some storms coming in after dark. But we're trying to get there, and tomorrow we're going to be dealing with 25 to 30-mile-an-hour winds straight out of the north as we go north up the Mobile Bay. Now, typically in that type of environment, in a bay, and Mobile Bay has 2 big problems. It's big, that's number 1, and it's shallow, that's number 2. So anybody that knows anything about high winds on shallow water, you'll start white capping very quick. So tomorrow's going to be interesting. We're going to take that challenge and evaluate the situation tomorrow morning, and we'll see what we're going to do. We're on a mission. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later today. We got the repairs done, or not repairs, maintenance done on the boat, so we're feeling good about all that good stuff. And we are westbound and down. I want to get through some of this construction traffic. I'll get back on camera later on today. Right now we're just trying to take it easy and squeeze through here as slow as we can. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, we dredging. All right, so as you can see, they got the dredge pipe out. Yeah, let's maybe shoot this right quick, but they've got the dredge pipe out, the whole 9 yards, so these guys can move some dirt and get the canal cleaned out. I don't know if there was an issue or if this is just scheduled stuff. There's been a lot of work throughout different areas, so who knows. But I've had plenty of depth. I'm in 12 feet now, so I don't know. But until later, you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, good morning and welcome to beautiful Orange Beach, Alabama. We have left the state of Florida. Boy, we have so many changes that's happening today. We're going to talk about that a good bit today, but guess what? Among the changes, it's cold. It is absolutely cold out here. try to do my little morning walk on the dock here, but it is chilly, folks. So yeah, we got in last night, 150 miles or so. We're a little over 550 now, 570 somewhere in there. I'll have to do the math on it. But we had some dinner with some dear friends of ours. The Colonel, I had dinner with some dear friends of ours, the Colonel and his wife. Boy, I'd love to just do a video one day of their story, being a commanding officer in the military, and her being his wife, and her struggles and family struggles and just raising children, the whole 9 yards. But I'd love to hear that story one day. But must have been pretty good. His son's following in his footsteps now, just took over. It's an American story. It's great. I'm sure it's a good one. But I had some dinner with them last night. I got back on the boat, and I'll be honest with you, I was just pooped. Too tired to do any videoing or anything. Yesterday was a beautiful day, but we had the storms coming, and it finally caught me in Pensacola, and it got a little rough. I hear it got a little rough pretty much all over the lower half of the country, though, so I guess I should count my blessings. Made it in safe. We went ahead and topped off our tanks, and we are absolutely full, and we are ready to rock. We're fixing to fire up the motors. These late mornings are killing me. The sun doesn't get up good enough to really see till almost 7 in the morning. I'm trying to go 120, 140 to 180 a day. Oh, here we go. Yeah, all right. So that was some type of bird, I'm not sure. But anyway, so the late morning is absolutely hurting us, but we're going to do the best we can with it. We just step up on the gas a little bit longer. I thought I would do 30 minutes or so. I'm doing a little bit more than that. So we'll see. Lots of changes today. We'll talk about that when we get on the boat. For right now, let's get it fired up. Let's get going. Boy, it's cold. Golly, I'm never going to make it on this whole dock. Freaking wind. Good gosh. Guys, I am off the dock. Notice I said I, and I think what I'm going to change there is every time I say we is because it's you and me, we. So we are off the dock. I'm off the dock, and we are westbound. We had to go through some construction right off the bat. Doing a lot of construction on the ICW in this area, but we're about to come into Mobile, and I think you've seen the photo by now, and I explained the photo. We got some major freaking problems with the wind today. It is 30 miles an hour, and it is straight out of the north, and well, guess what way we're heading? North. So they're calling for 2 to 4 footers going north. So I have locked the boat back down. Not taking any chances with pictures coming off the wall and upsetting the Admiral, so we'll just see what happens. The next big whoop-de-doo is trying to explain to you guys all the different changes that are about to happen. Today is a huge freaking day. We are 570, 580. I got to look at the map. We've got about 840 to go, so we'll see what happens there. And we got the Coast Guard letting us know what's going on. Of course, we got a small craft advisory. We've just got all kinds of warnings, but it wouldn't be a John Brown story if we did not have these challenges. But what are some things that are happening today? We are out of the open water. We are now in canal systems, river systems, bays, things of that nature. So there is no more open water. We got to really stay focused on what we're doing. Just a few seconds here will get you in a lot of trouble. And then the next big whoop-de-doo that's going to start changing is we now get into a lot more commercial traffic. Barge traffic is absolutely huge, and you can you know, they definitely take priority, and you have to listen to them pretty much at all times. And I guess the last thing I'll explain, and I'll explain more, I'll have more time this afternoon once we get on anchor. We're running about 120 miles a day, 130 miles a day, and try to get on anchor north of Mobile. But the biggest whoop-de-doo that's changing, we are now fixing to start going through locks. And this is a big boat. I am by myself. There are two different types of locks. There is what I call a bowling lot, where they pump water in, take water out, and it bowls underneath you basically and raises you up in the lock. Some of these locks are going up 8 feet, some of them are going up 60 feet. So there's 12 locks to start navigating. So that's going to be the biggest challenge. The other type of lock is a break lock, which is down in Florida, and that's where they just break the gate, and you might have anywhere from 6 inches to 8 feet coming in on you. And that's a challenge. That is a challenge. My buddy McFry will tell you in a heartbeat that that's a little bit of a challenge to hold on to the cleat. I don't know if I would be able to go through those types of locks while on this trip by myself. This is a very heavy boat, and if that front end gets away from you or the back end gets away from you, now you're in the lock. Goodness gracious, you got other boat traffic in there. It could get quite problematic real quick. I'm going to call ahead to these different locks. I'm going to do all the prep that I can do to be prepared, and try to make sure that there's no big surprises prior to me getting there. I just think that that's the best thing to do. But we'll talk more about different challenges this afternoon. Right now, I need to concentrate. We are coming into the Mobile Bay, and we're fixing to get into some rough water. I can already see it. I might shoot a couple of videos demonstrating that, but hopefully we can get north of Mobile by close of business today, get on anchor, and start the 500-mile leg up the Tenn-Tom River. You guys be safe. I hope you're having a great day. About to start making our turn north. Not gonna have a choice but to slow down. Front swim pad is about to blow off the front of the boat. They did say 30 miles an hour. All right, guys, day number 7 is in the books. Holy cow. To the grand total of about 45 miles. Oh my gosh, what a complete waste. So we are here at Grand Mariner. Dang, there's $5 to somebody. We're at Grand Mariner Marina, and we are docked. We coming up through the swells, guys, just being honest with you, we've always said we're not going to do anything unsafe. And it was unsafe. It was unsafe. I was in solid 5 to 6.5 footers. We were taking them on the bow. I dumped the front of the boat twice. I think once I actually got it on video. And, we said we weren't going to do anything safe. So we headed to Dolphin Island, just below Mobile. And as we tucked in, some of that stress and everything started coming off of me. But I realized that it's starting to get cool. And I reached over and I had no generator. Now, the generator service was something that we just had done day before yesterday. Was one of the items we had done. We had the generator serviced. So I would question why I had no generator. So can't do anything about it on open water. We got tucked in here to Grand Mariner, got it on the dock, and started going through our different things that it could have been. I got my brother Kurt on the phone. Kurt, as I said, man, all you got to do is just let me know when you want to go fishing. I can take you fishing. And Kurt, we started swapping or looking at impellers and different things and talking about solutions, this, that, or the other. And, guys, you just have to pay attention. I said it earlier that I really felt like I was going to be able to jump on this boat, pay a bunch of people a bunch of money, and just keep the boat running. I don't need to be touching this stuff. And as I've already addressed and talked about a couple of times, you just can't do that. That's just not going to work. You're going to have to put your hands on these boats. You can't just sit there and say someone else will do with it and I'll just have fun. I was stupid. I was naive. Go ahead and with all the comments that you want to say. I used to run motorcycles 150 miles an hour, and the thought process there was, I'm not changing the oil. It goes 150 miles an hour. Same thing with dirt bikes. I had McFry. We were literally, 50 feet in the air, 100 feet across, doubles and triples and everything else, and I'm not touching it. And McFry took care of us there. And I've just always operated under that premise. Someone with certificates and actually went to school should be doing this, not me. Well, in boating, number one, you're not going to be able to get anyone, so you're going to have to learn how to basic general repair. You're going to have to learn it. And two, half of them that do get on the boat, you'll find that you don't want them on the boat after they're on it because they're not really doing what they said they were going to do, or they cost $85,000. So, and you can't touch these boats for under $5,000. So it just wasn't working. But so between Kurt and I, one thing that several people have said, and Kurt had even brought this up in a water pump scenario, was that my pump, or actually the AC guy said something when he was servicing my ACs. He said, man, your pump's at an odd angle, and if you ever start getting some soap suds and everything, it's because you got an air bubble. So today, while we were doing all this, we had good impeller, we had good everything, and every time that I'd go to put a load on generator, it'd shut back down. We put water, checked the water intake, all that stuff, and water was going into the intake. But it was, every time I cranked the generator, no water was bubbling at all, none. So I knew something was up. So I took a water hose and ran it down my strainer basket, and basically the pressure of the water hose, I had an air bladder. That's how much air this boat got today. We had the bottom of the boat was exposed at some point or another, and we got air. I mean, that's just all there is to it. So I ran that water, turned the generator on. It ran for about an hour and a half, not a single issue. So I think we're good to go. So by that time, though, it was going on 3:30. It was going to take us another 4 hours to get where we were trying to get to. The wind's still blowing 30 miles an hour, and I just, sometimes you just got to suck it up and say it's a loss. We can't take any more of these losses. It's really starting to get crunch time now. So it's just not going to be able to be an issue. So, but, if you just want to see what was going on today, take a look at, some of these flags and things of that nature. These flags are blowing like crazy. absolutely like crazy. It's just, the wind is just unbelievable. So we're going to sit here on the dock. We're going to listen to some music and watch a little TV. Get our, basically, we're going to have to now divert 50 miles ahead of schedule and reroute the next, right at 800 miles. We're going to have to reroute it now because none of my stops are going to equal up. So the entire rest of the trip now has to be rerouted. So I'm going to drink water and try to make sure that we're not making any more mistakes. I feel like at this point, I'm going to let you guys down if we can't get this thing in here. But I don't want to do anything that's not safe. Today, for about 4 hours, it's bad when I said I wasn't comfortable. And I wasn't comfortable. So we're going to shut it down. Day 7, we did advance, so we're not going to call it a loss. But I think we could call it a wash. I'm going to get a shower. I've been down in the engine room for about the past 3 hours. And we're going to wash this off of us. We're going to thank the Lord for the day. And we're going to snuggle up and get some sleep. In the morning, we're going to put the hammer down. We're rolling. You guys have a great night. Love you guys. Life is good today, boys.